Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, Part 7. Gonna go to Crush's dungeon where we'll take on Crush. Before we can take on Crush, the game is going to give us some more backstory.
Before you get to the castle dungeon, Spyro, I thought that you might want to know how Ripto and his monsters arrived in Avalar. You see, last week in the winter tundra, the professor was working on some new super portal technology.
There, that's the last orb in place. Now let's see. All we need are some coordinates.
Yeah, how about 22475? That's my birthday.
No, Hunter, don't!
What?
Get off me! Get off me, you useless buffoons! Why can't either of you? Where are we? No dragons. Wonderful. Crush, go back and pack my bags. We're moving in. Say hello to your new king.
Professor, shut it down! Hurry!
Oh my, I can't see the switch. I think I've broken my glasses.
Crush, go through the portal, you idiot.
To all your friends to take the orbs and scatter them throughout Avalar, quickly!
No! Go! Crush! Get the orbs now! No! You despicable little creature! I'll kill you!
This is bad news for Avalar. Hunter, why didn't you chase him?
Yeah, I would have gone after him. But didn't he say something about not liking dragons?
Professor, could we catch a dragon to help us?
Yes, I think so. We'll need a world that has an alignment much better suited to intercepting one of these creatures. How about Glimmer?
Good idea. We better go right now.
Now we could fight Crush after some more plot. Taking on the first boss, and his name is Crush. Sounds like the name of a soda drink I'm not allowed to have anymore. Orange Crush, because I don't drink soda at all anymore. There was Orange Crush, there was Crush Cream Soda. Crush made all the best sodas. I think the first soda I ever drank was Grape Crush. Crush was, really that big. Or it was not this Crush. I think we're gonna crush this version of Crush. It also sounds like the name of a crappy movie I saw so many months ago. It's a really creepy movie I watched from 1993 that was called The Crush. It was such a creepy movie about this girl that ends up stalking a 28-year-old guy. Man, it's a really creepy movie. It's like a horrifying, pretty much it's like a horror, a psychological horror film. It was also a lot like that book series I forced myself to read by L. Ron Hubbard. It was called Mission Earth. I read the whole series, the whole decology of Mission Earth, all 10 of those books. And good God, it was some of the worst book-related torture I ever put myself into. Reading 10 books of garbage, 10 books of nothing but a lot of crap. That's just, that some guy randomly banged away on his typewriter, trying to come up with random stuff, and he just banged it all together and called it 10 books. He just made 10 books by doing that. I wish I could make 10 books just by sitting in front of my computer and typing random crap all day and have them sell well. And those books are filled with contents that could be, objectionable to a lot of people. But I was going to make a video essay on that. Not Battlefield Earth. Battlefield Earth was pretty decent, but Mission Earth was not. And I was going to make a video essay on that where I'm going to detail why it sucks and why people should stay away from Mission Earth. I read it, I suffered, so no one else in the world has to. I should be called a hero for doing that. I deserve a Medal of Honor for that, maybe. Maybe there should be a medal you could get for enduring all 10 of those crappy Mission Earth books. Probably was the greatest reading challenge ever. So Crush is actually pretty easy. All the bosses in this game have their own systematic battle plan they always go by. They can usually be defeated just by running into them, breathing fire on them, and then eventually he does something stupid which ends up getting himself killed, which is exactly what happened right there. Crush has been crushed. I guess he's living up to his name. Then I guess this game always does stuff that lives up to its name.
No, Crush! You may have been able to defeat that simpleton, but Gulp will be more than a match for you.
Bring it on, Shorty.
Gulp, come here now! Destroy him, and make sure it's painful! What? The roof? Gulp, get me out of here! So long, dragon.
What a wuss.
That Ripto has caused enough damage. All his meddling has cost me a fortune. If it wasn't for Spyro, I'd be bankrupt. If Ripto were here, I'd give him a piece of my mind. In fact, I'd give him a lot more than that. I was a champion bantamweight boxer at university, and I still know a few moves. Take that, and that. Boo. Ah! Why, you...
This is now the Autumn Plains, the next homeworld in the game, and apparently Moneybags and Ripto don't seem to be working together. Or maybe they are, but just want us to think that they're enemies, so we would trust Moneybags more by giving him more money. But this is the Autumn Plains, and Moneybags is, of course, going to be stalking us throughout this homeworld too, where we could run around some more and collect gems. This homeworld is a lot bigger than Summer Forest. There's so much more levels in this game. This is the largest homeworld in the game. There's so many more levels in this game. So many more gems to collect and run around. There's more hidden secrets that are a lot more challenging to get to that really take advantage of Spyro's ability to glide really far. Of course, it's impossible to get to this world without learning how to swim, or maybe there is a way to do that. I'm sure Lily, or whatever his name is, would be able to find a way how to get to this world without having to get the swimming ability. He always finds out how to do stuff in this game without getting the required abilities that you are supposed to get, or doing the most unexpected way. What do you expect from a guy that spends most of his time just degreasing pizzas so he won't get as fat from eating them? This is Skilos Badlands. This is by far one of the best levels in the game. That's probably why they picked it for the demo. This is the other level they used in both of those Spyro 2 demos they have. We have this caveman that sounds a lot like Columbo from that old TV show Columbo. Hey, Dragon. It sounds like Tom Kenny trying to do that voice he does. It's the same voice he gave to Mitch from the Powerpuff Girls, I think. I think he's also had that same kind of voice. Tom Kenny's voice is pretty recognizable, and he does a lot of the voices in this game, though, which is really no surprise. Yeah, Skilos Badlands, like I said, this is like another level that introduced me to Spyro, where I finally truly got what Spyro was supposed to be. A game where you run around and collect stuff and smash stuff and fight off things. I didn't even know what to call this game back then, because I didn't really play much games like this, other than some of those odd... I think there were some other odd games I played, so I didn't really play an awful lot of games like Spyro. Spyro was a very unique thing when I first discovered it. I still think Spyro is very unique to this day. It's like Banjo-Kazooie, but even better. I would definitely choose Spyro over Banjo-Kazooie any day. Spyro and Banjo-Kazooie were kind of like the Sonic and Mario of the late 90s, the two competitors, whose games do you like more? Because they actually are quite similar the more I think of it. But Spyro definitely takes the cake, because Spyro actually knows what it's doing, which is something Banjo-Kazooie constantly fails at doing, knowing where to go. And there's a lot of poor, bad directions and stuff in Banjo-Kazooie. But again, I don't know, they didn't really... A lot of game makers don't always know what they're doing when they make games. That's why sequels are often a lot better, and that's definitely the case with these Spyro games. Oh, I remember doing this in the demo years back. The lava lizards, or these creature things that patch out as eggs. They're gonna eat the cavemen. You're gonna eat the frickin' Flintstones that we're meeting against. Yeah, these people definitely are Flintstones. They are modern Stone Age people. Spyro, I always imagined Spyro was set in modern, contemporary times, considering the fact that we see modern, contemporary technology in these Spyro games, such as cameras, as we saw in this other cameras, where they had, in the first game they had like these electrified platforms. There is this like shock thing that electrifies them, so it's filled with electricity. So it was obviously set after electricity was invented, and they have robots, as we saw before, and energy diodes and things like that. So this game clearly is set in what modern times was back in 1999. Imagine this is like set in the present day, but of course, it's some fantasy world. And, fantasy worlds don't always correspond with worlds we have in real life or technology we have in real life. Sometimes I think this might even be the future, considering how a lot of the technology is in this, and a lot of technology is in Spyro's world. There's some questions I always wonder about Spyro's world. When is it supposedly set? Like, what year is it supposed to be? Is it supposed to be the 90s? Well, we know it must be sometime after the 1970s. It was revealed that Hunter was born on April 22nd, 1975, and that cutscenes, his birthday was 22/4/75, so he was born April 22nd, 1975, which would have made him 24 years old when this game came out, because this game came out in October or November 1999.
I was going to use it as a nightlight.
So yeah, he would have been 24 years old then. So we got another orb, I think. Is that, how many orbs have been sold? That's 2 orbs now, right, I think? Yeah. Got some more. Yeah, got both 2 orbs from that mini game, that challenge, or whatever you want to call that. Got 2 orbs. And there's another orb you could get by destroying these creature things that carry bones. He has a bone in his mouth and he has it on its side like that. You can go and collect the bone there. So we have 1 of it. There's 8 in this entire level. You actually could meet one of the cave people and he'll tell you, oh, I need to get my bones kind of thing. We don't need to speak to him. We can just go and find, why speak to him? That's just going to waste time. We know that there's something to do with these bones. These bones serve some kind of purpose. So I might as well go around and collect all the bones, which is what I'll be doing right now. And defeating those enemies too, because defeating those enemies gives you spirit particles, and we'll be needing those for this level. We'll need 16 of them to activate the special power-up or make Spyro fully capable of standing on lava for prolonged amounts of time without getting killed. I was like, that's not exactly prolonged, but it will allow him to stand on water, so we could use this new spitting ability to ground. I think the reason why I picked this level for the demo, because this level does perfectly demonstrate what the new Spyro game is. It seems the Sunny Beach level, they demonstrate well how Spyro's new abilities, to spit stuff, and his new abilities, so like, oh, he could kill so many enemies, and he gets the ability to activate those things, walk on lava, or he has like the super flame breath thing. There's mini games too. Actually did do a perfect job of demonstrating that, which I think that Spyro demo actually was one of the better demos. Demos were a really big deal for PlayStation back in the 90s. They'd always be throwing demos at our face. They even convinced us that, oh, it's better to own a lot more demos than just to own one complete new game. Demos are everything. That's why I played so many demos back in the day, because for a good long amount of time, it was all I really had for a lot of this game. It wasn't until years later when I finally acquired more of these complete games. But I'd rather own a few full, really good PS1 games than a lot of demos. So there's Spyro now. He's immortal right now. Now we're using the new power-up, so we could get this thing there. There's 4 of them now. We already have half of those bones in this level. We already have a good chunk of this level completed. We already have all of the gems collected and 2 of the orbs. We're really flying through this level. Then again, I'm very experienced at this level. You may have noticed that in that video I made 5 years ago where I played the demo version of this. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, those were the good old days. Back when I just filmed my TV. I didn't use emulators then. I just filmed my TV, my JVC Super Commander running the game. So that was the old TV I always used to play Spyro on, and all my other PS1 games are always played on that really good TV. But now I mostly just use emulators now because it's easier a lot of the time. Especially with Sega Master System. I was reminded yesterday that Sega Master System games are very frickin' expensive. And then a lot of them are games I'll probably never own. I just realized that I didn't know that Fantasy Zone had 2 games had 2 sequels on the Sega Master System that I didn't even know existed. Even I had 1 game on the Sega Genesis I didn't even know existed, but it only came out in Japan and Europe. That's probably why. It would also explain why every copy I found says Mega Drive on it. So no wonder why I never knew that, but I downloaded that. Seems like a nice belated birthday present. My birthday was almost a month ago, and my birthday month is officially over now, because it's now September 1st. Yeah, September 1st, and I'm playing this game that came out like 25 years ago. This game's gonna be 25 years old in like less than 2 months already. Hey, Spyro, I already feel my hair turning gray. It feels like this game was less than 10 years old when I played on it a lot. and now it's like 25. So for the majority of the time this game existed, I owned a copy of it, and I played it a lot for the majority of this game. And then again, a lot of classic games. Can say when I was played a lot of those PS1 games, they may not have been the newest games ever, but most of them were like maybe at most a little over a decade old. And now they're like 2 to 3 decades old now, so yeah, that's how much time has gone by. Now we got all these bones, now because this guy named Uga is going to thank us for this, he's going to give us an orb. I think that's all the orbs this level now. Yes, 3 out of 3 orbs. You have 21 orbs in total. We're really eating up all the orbs in this game. And now that we built all the bones, this thing can dance. The skeleton is gonna dance to some weird music while he's gonna be dancing around. I wonder how he moves around. Is it magic? Are these caveman magical people? Well, we knew from Spyro 1 that there is a lot of magical stuff in the Spyro game. Spyro is filled with magical stuff, magical enchanted stuff. They should make an animated series about something like this. I don't know, maybe there is, I just don't know about it. There, I think we collected most of the gems now. And now this guy's going to give us a talisman for this level. I think we now have about half the talismans in the game. There's 14 talismans, I think, in the entire game, if I'm not mistaken. So we now have half of the talismans in the game. The talismans don't really do much after the second world. Talismans become redundant after you collect enough of them to fight the next boss in the game. You can probably guess what the next boss in the game is going to be. It's going to be Ripto's other henchman, Gulp. You can take a Gulp. Yeah, what a name, Gulp. That sounds like something you would do at Subway when you would gulp down one of those large sandwiches that they make. Now, I used to see people do. I once watched a guy beat a whole Big Mac in one bite once back in 2009 YouTube, back in the glory days of YouTube of 2009, when people didn't really care about monetization or copyrights, any of that crap. And YouTube was a more happy-go-lucky place that seemed a lot nicer, wasn't as mean overall, and allowed for more stuff. And one person said, oh, if he had pickles on it, but he didn't have pickles on it, but if he did have pickles on it, he wouldn't have been successful. I doubt that. I don't know, does pickles really add much to stuff like that? I don't know. I remember Spyro had Happy Meal toys once at McDonald's. I remember McDonald's in the mid-2000s had Spyro and Crash Bandicoot LCD games. They're like those Tiger handheld games, but considering the fact you're getting them at a McDonald's Happy Meal, I guess they're about suitable for. I think I had a Spyro one at one point. I forget what it was like, but I honestly don't have it anymore. A lot of those things, their batteries die after a while, and then they're not replaceable either. Why would you want to replace the batteries anyways in such a crappy game? It's not even a bit of it's like a quarter of a bit maybe, or maybe an eighth of a bit is what AVGN would call them. Those things are really big in the 90s, despite the fact a lot of them sucked. Said Skilo's Badlands 100% complete. I'm pretty sure those pertain to the classic Spyro series. Those LCD LCD handhelds, or whatever they're called. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they pertain to classic Spyro. I remember seeing like artwork of classic Spyro on it, and then being like, "Ooh, it's Spyro," and then be like, "Would this be a way to get kids to want to get Happy Meal toys?" They always like to lure kids to go into McDonald's to beg their parents. Their parents are probably going to order something too, which is why they become such billionaires nowadays. Which isn't really that good, actually. They're actually feeding into corporate greed. So these cavemen are reporting something. They're obviously modern Stone Age people, because they are using what's clearly a video camera, a classic. Well, I think those are still pretty typical. Looks like the video camera my family had back in the late 90s, where it would record onto an 8mm tape or something like that, and it would just record like in somewhat grainy quality. Still had a really great vibe to it, a great aesthetic to it as well too. This is Ray Phoenix signing off.